different areas to go into. I mean, streaming music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell me how else you're investing right now. I know you've got a number of investments in healthcare technology as well as fintech, financial technology.
Well, let's just take fintech first. One of the big horrendous problems, and I love businesses that solve big customer problems, is the experience that people go through when they're trying to resolve disputes for their credit score, that they're trying to improve their credit score. Typically, it can take weeks or months to be able to do that. It's all batch software. It's all manual processes through call centers. And a brilliant entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur, named Christopher Emre, patented the technology and then went out and built a platform which automates the process of being able to give people the ability to improve their credit score in real time over a smartphone, and also to be able to handle the complexity of the dispute of any kind of disagreements on, gee, I think there's an error in there, doing all of that on a smartphone. So I think it's going to dramatically change that whole ecosystem of peer-to-peer lending, of credit cards, of how banks deal with the exploding new opportunities in lightly regulated fintech.
I think this is partly regulation, because you're seeing an industry, financial services, really grow in different areas because the banks can't do what they were doing.
John and I were chatting about this before we came on air, and I was also amazed at this. And I said to John, walk me through, how do you actually improve your credit score? I think, John, if you could just share the example you gave me. I walk into a car dealership, or I look to go buy a home, and I need to do it right then and there.
Gary, it's so simple, but it's so sophisticated in how it's done. The simple idea is you walk in to buy a new car. If your credit score is 640, you're probably going to pay 20-25% interest rate on that maybe $10,000 loan. If you could get your credit score instantly up to 740, improve it by 100 points, your interest rate's probably going to drop to maybe 10 or 12%. So how do you do that? There's no way to do that today. But with Empower Credit, this new service that I was describing, what you're able to do on a smartphone is it uses an automatic intelligent decision engine that goes out working with banks, working with credit card companies, working with retailers, car companies, to be able to take their offers in real time, customized for your particular profile, and give you the ability to instantly improve your credit score.
That is amazing. All right, real quick on healthcare, what's your growth story there?
Well, the big news is really what's going on in what has been known as telehealth. And all four companies that are in telehealth, this is Teladoc, filed for an IPO recently, American Well, Doctors on Demand, and the company I'm involved with, which is called MD Live, have all raised over $50 million each. Why? Because there's a pivot now going that Obamacare, one of the derivative effects has been the awareness that consumers now have with high deductibles.
Their deductibles are going way up.
They're saying, hey, this stuff's expensive. And now we have not enough primary care physicians out there. The estimate is will be a gap of about 46,000 doctors by 2020. So now you can do this all over your smartphone.
Unbelievable.
And you can get a real-time doctor in just minutes. You can get scripts written for a prescription. But at MD Live, we've gone a step further, and we've expanded to virtual care with virtual exam rooms in corporate clinics where many companies have doctor clinics, bringing specialists in. We're doing behavioral psychology and coaching online, whole range of things. We work with 800 hospital systems. We're working with Walgreens on a major project. So this is becoming, in virtual care, just a huge industry.
I believe that's what HealthSpot does as well. HealthSpot, they're in various, I don't know if it's Walgreens or Rite Aids, but you go in there and you could just call up a doctor. He's on like an iPad type screen, and you're having a live conversation.
Absolutely. And it's, I think, going to be one of the next unicorn industries.
I think I agree with you. John, great to have you on the show today.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you so much. John Scully is the former CEO at Apple. It is the